Hollow Man is a year 2000 sci-fi thriller directed by Paul Verhoeven. It follows Sebastian Cain, a brilliant but egotistical scientist who successfully creates an invisibility serum for the US military. Cain volunteers to be the first human test subject, but when the cure for his invisibility fails, Cain's colleagues begin to worry that his behaviour is changing from concerning to dangerous. Now, before I get into the review, I just wanted to ask if you could please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. It would really help me out. So thanks. From RoboCop to Total Recall, and of course Starship Troopers, pretty much every sci-fi film Paul Verhoeven's made is some sort of a classic in my opinion. Each foray into science fiction has been an excellent combination of satire and ultra-violence, and Hollow Man is no different. This film is definitely lighter on his satire than his previous works, but it still tells an interesting story about the abuse of power and the horrific consequences of its misuse. Hollow Man definitely doesn't skip on the ultra-violence of Verhoeven's other films either, though it definitely holds a lot back until the third act when it goes full-on slasher movie. Kevin Bacon is absolutely excellent as Sebastian Cain. He's charismatic, funny, and undoubtedly a genius, but his flaws are glaringly obvious. He has a serious god complex, to the point where in one scene he says,
"How many times did I have to tell you, Frank? You're not God." I am.
Also, the guy's a bit of a maniac. From angry outbursts in the workplace to spying on his neighbour getting undressed, it's pretty clear that Cain is teetering on the edge of unhinged. Elizabeth Shue and Josh Brolin are also great as his two closest colleagues. Shue's character Linda, being Cain's ex, adds a bit of sexual tension between them, as she still admires his genius, but rejects his advances at every turn. As she brilliantly puts it,
"The concept of Sebastian is much more appealing than Sebastian himself."
You see, Linda is secretly sleeping with Brolin's character Matt, which complicates things because Cain doesn't know that the two of them are together, and as you can imagine, he's not going to be very happy when he finds out. The rest of Cain's colleagues are okay, but a couple of them don't give the best performances, to be honest. Still, they do well enough and have some funny moments before they inevitably become victims of Cain's derangement. So yeah, the film really gets going when Cain volunteers to become the first test subject for the invisibility serum, but he doesn't tell the military higher-ups. Naughty, naughty! Then when the experiment is a success, he has fun messing with his colleagues, as you would, but he begins to take things too far when they're sleeping, etc. Naughty, naughty! The big problems occur, however, when they try to return Cain to the visible world and the cure fails. As noted by Brolin's character earlier in the film, extended periods of invisibility had a negative effect on the behaviour of animals it was tested on. So after Cain is left invisible for days on end, his already devious behaviour begins to descend into something much more dangerous. Cain ends up breaking out of the facility and goes on a wee sightseeing trip around the city, which results in a very unwelcome visit to his neighbour's house. Yeah, the guy is a lost cause by this point, so what he decides to do next shouldn't come as much of a shock. Sebastian decides that he no longer wants to be cured of his invisibility and the newfound power that comes with it. Instead, he decides to silence everyone in the project by killing them all. Because he's a genius, you see. The third act of the film essentially becomes a slasher movie, with Cain going full movie monster and killing folk one by one, often in very bloody fashion. It's a fairly predictable third act, to be honest, but it's entertaining as all hell. In fact, that's probably the best way to describe Hollow Man as a whole. It's just really damn entertaining. Now, surely the Rotten Tomatoes score will reflect this and... What?! 26% critic score? And 28% user score? What the hell? I cannot for the life of me understand why the scores for this film are so low. I really, really love Hollow Man and think it's a fantastic sci-fi thriller. It's got incredible special effects. Seriously, for the time, this film was like a CGI milestone in my opinion. On top of that, the characters and performances are great for the most part. It's got excellent pacing and a thrilling, action-packed and bloody third act. So, what's not to like? Hollow Man is my go-to Invisible Man film. It's got that late 90s, early noughties cheese factor that I love, but with Paul Verhoeven in the director's chair, it's all very well made. Hollow Man is the perfect Saturday night movie, and one which I highly, highly recommend. So, Hollow Man, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you loathe it? Let me know in the comments below, and if you could please like and subscribe to my channel, it would make my day. But above all else, thanks for watching.